So Florida State, what's this game just mean to you? What did it mean to you growing up in Gainesville, just the rivalry?
It's a rival game, a big game for the city of Gainesville, a big game for the University of Florida. So we got to bring it this week. Growing up, I always heard about Florida State, always heard about the Gators, and a lot of people trying to pull you to one side or another. But big game for the state of Florida as well. So definitely got to bring it this week.
Any memories, a game? Any memories, one that sticks with you, or?
I do have some memories, not great ones, especially me playing for the University of Florida. I remember watching Dalvin Cook, just go crazy against the Gators almost every year. So that's probably one of the biggest memories I have.
Were you at that game? It was 14.
No, I wasn't. Actually, I think we do like a watch party or something at one of my friends' houses, and we watched it, and we were just screaming at the TV, just heartbroken the whole time.
It was 15, actually, not 14.
How would you evaluate your performance from Saturday as a runner? Like, do you feel like you took advantage of opportunities the way you should have on the ground?
I know there were times I could have, pulled the ball and probably, ran backwards into the end zone. I didn't realize until after I handed the ball off, especially when it comes to RPOs and reads, stuff like that. Sometimes you can, misjudge the way a defense is playing you or, the way that you're supposed to attack the defense. So I think there were times I could have did it, but, it's in the past now. I can't do anything about it now.
What do you take away from that, though? Like, what did you learn, maybe?
Whenever there is an opportunity for me to take the ball and run, I just got to do it because I could potentially help the offense. So that's what I take away from it.
The way you guys have come back, on Tennessee, on LSU, and Vanderbilt, and so forth like that, and even Georgia in that third quarter, does it kind of get a little frustrating to know that you guys are capable of playing with and beating anybody, and yet you've got 5 losses?
It's not frustrating. It just shows us like what we're capable of doing when we actually want to go out there and attack the game how we're supposed to, instead of being lackadaisical and just letting the foot off the gas a little bit. So it's just an eye-opener for us, and just lets us know we got to just go harder every time.
What's it been like dealing week to week with different receivers being hurt?
It's been a blessing, getting guys in there, building their confidence, help them catching the ball, help them get acclimated to the game, how fast everything goes. So it's been pretty good, just working with them, connecting with them, and just working like we've been doing since the offseason.
Dejan, we heard a lot about from the spring and then had a good camp. Finally got his chance. What did you think of just the way he performed?
Well, I didn't expect anything less from him. He's a great player, great guy, one of my best friends on the team. So just him being out there and able to showcase what he's capable of doing, I was happy for him, and I was definitely happy for him that he scored the touchdowns for us and got the yards that he did for us. Help us move the ball. So I was definitely proud of him.
From a momentum standpoint, just for the whole program, how important is it to beat Florida State this week? Especially given how fans are so disappointed after the Vandy game.
A lot of people disappointed, but it comes with the sport. You win some, you lose some. Even though we don't want to lose, it happens if you're not on top of your A game. So things like that happen. But momentum is always something that we try to work towards. Always try to put something in our favor when it comes to momentum. And we try to win every game. So we're not really focused on who we're playing, because that can really, alter your mind and the way you're thinking about when it comes to the game plan and stuff like that. So we just try to focus on winning the game. And, when we win this one, it's definitely going to build momentum for us.
What have been some of the conversations like between the team and maybe with the coaching staff about this game being on a Friday? Is that a distraction, or is that something you guys have discussed just because of how much it affects the preparation?
It's not really a distraction for us. It's just a quicker turnaround for us. We have the same, game prep, schedule for us. It just bumped up a little bit. That's really the only thing that's really changed for us.
Got to ask you an unrelated one. Ideal Thanksgiving plate. Go.
Honestly, it depends on who's cooking. If my grandma's cooking anything, then I want everything she's making. My mom's cooking anything, I want everything she's making. But I gotta have macaroni and cheese, some ribs, some chicken, some collard greens, cabbage. You know, I'm a big guy, so I like to eat a little bit.
What's the plan for the team? Are you guys just going to eat here? Or are you going to go back with your families, or what are you going to do on Thursday?
We actually had a couple of gatherings with our coaches last week. You know, just an early Thanksgiving for us. You know, because we knew with the game being on a Friday that we weren't going to have time to go spend time with our families. So I'm pretty sure we'll have like a Thanksgiving meal Thursday night for us at the hotel. But we kind of already ahead of the game with that.
Go ahead.
You turning pro? Just kidding. Have you ever played at Bill Campbell?
I haven't. You know, I'm excited. First game there, and I was just ready to put on a show.
So, Billy, I asked him and Osiris about just kind of the rush to judgment that fans make. I mean, with you, obviously, too, but just with the program's direction. What's your, big picture view of where things are headed under Billy Napier?
Coach Nape has a great plan, great scheme. He's a great coach. So I don't have any negative judgment towards him. Like, just knowing him for the past year and knowing what he's capable of doing, I trust him fully. And I don't blame the fans and the supporters for feeling the way they feel, because University of Florida once was a great program, football-wise, even academically. So they're holding us to a higher standard, so we got to hold ourselves to that standard as well. But with Coach Napier, I feel like everything get back on course.
You said last week that you're not thinking about going pro at the moment. You're going week by week. In this era, with the opportunities that can be handed to a player to come back, and you compare that to the opportunities to go to the NFL, how difficult is that to balance in a player like your shoes?
I think it could be difficult. It could bring a lot of pressure on a person. But it's honestly up to them, in their judgment and what they want to do regarding their future. They got to have a lot of talks with their family and just consider everything that's happening. Like, just sometimes you got to be selfish and see what's on the table. But I think it's just up to the person and their judgment.
On the subject of pressure, how do you think you've learned handling pressure and handling adversity this season? What have you learned maybe about yourself?
I learned a lot about pressure and adversity this year. I'm glad I went through it, because it's just made me a better person. I'm a better, son, better brother, better teammate. Just everything regarding adversity. Pressure, the only time you do have pressure is when you put it on yourself. Because if you worry about what everybody else is thinking about you and what they want you to do, then that can make things harder for you. But just staying true to yourself and understanding like who you are and what you are, it just makes it easier for the pressure to go away.
A lot of aspects to Billy's plan that you mentioned. What would you say maybe one tenet of that plan that gives you the most faith that things are going to end up, this program's going to end up being a national power again?
He says it all the time. He says, great people make great football players. So with him recruiting, great people, whether that's on the staff or just us as players, I feel like he's, on point with everything, because he knows what he wants and he knows what he's going to get. So just trusting in him and understanding that he's going to have great people around here. Like, there's only so much time until great things start to happen.
How have you seen yourself improve? You talked about being a better brother, teammate, son, et cetera, like that. Was there a specific moment, something that was said that made you give some insight to who you are and how you could be better?
A lot of things, honestly. Just going back to the Kentucky game, just talking to my teammates and my coaches, and them just telling me I need to just go back to having fun and just being myself. That's one thing. Just thinking hard about that and understanding where I kind of veered off from that. It kind of put it in perspective and made me understand how much pressure I was putting on myself, instead of just being in the moment, living in the moment, instead of trying to live up to other people's standards. That was one thing. And I always remember this dear and true to my heart. My old QB coach in high school, he always told me before every game, a happy ant is a dangerous ant. So just me being happy and enjoying life. I'm dangerous whenever things do happen.